Hello everybody, welcome to Eerie Arachnids. Halloween edition, what's new, what's happening. I'm home alone. Twins are out with their boyfriends and girlfriends trick-or-treating. Wife's at my mother-in-law's. So I thought I'd spend a little while with you guys and show you a few things that's new. And feed a couple teas. I'll probably feed a couple of the adults. I have a few hornworms. I want to try and feed the Nandu Colorado Velocis. I don't think the Nandu Chromatus mature male is ready yet. So it'll probably be possibly the Phainopelma siemani and the female Pteronochelys marinus. Will probably be the most likely candidates for the hornworms. I got to open them up. I haven't opened up the boxes yet. I got them at PetSmart. I needed to get some. What did I get there? I don't even remember what else. Oh, I got cocoa fiber. I needed to get some cocoa fiber for some stuff coming up. I wanted to make sure I had enough to last through the winter. So it was on sale. One of the big bags, not the small loose bags, but the big bags. It was on sale, and I had a member's coupon, so I got it for like 13 something. So it was like almost half price. Couldn't go wrong. So I picked up 3 hornworms. That's all they had. Thought I'd give a couple teas a nice Halloween treat, but I wanted to start with this little one here. This is the Grammostola rosea, the whatever you want to quotation mark, the RCF, which would be the red color form, which I don't really think that we can use the red color form. I think the Grammostola rosea is just the red one. The Grammostola porteri is the grayish, tannish, blackish one. I guess it's more kind of grayish, I guess. But I have a sling of both, and they're roughly about the same size. So we'll be able to see them grow up together and see the differences as they go. So here's the molt right here. Still small. We're still in the little baseball cube. The problem with these guys is this one's molting well. And you could already see some of the, you really can't, can you? Some of the hues coming in, some of the reddish coming in, but we're still a little translucent. But you can see on the femurs, you see the darkening there of the femurs. Hopefully the rest of that will kind of darken out over the day. She just molted, I'm saying she because I'm hoping, last night. So that's the one thing. I do have some interesting things coming next week. I'll let you in on a couple, but the other ones I won't. There'll be 3 small slings coming in, and this stuff's all coming from Tanya at Fear Not Tarantulas. I have a Brachypelma auratum, a Brachypelma Kallenbergi, and a Lasiodora klugi. Those are the 3 slings coming in. The other 2, I'm going to wait until they're here. It's kind of an interesting thing, and we'll discuss it more next week. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. When they come in, I'm hoping she'll mail Monday, so I get them Tuesday. But it may be she mails Tuesday, I get them Wednesday. So the next thing I want to go over, I'm going to get it over here, and then we're going to try and rehouse it, and then one other new thing, and then we'll get on to feeding a couple of those tarantulas I said. There's a new scorpion in the collection, and I am absolutely stoked for this thing. I've wanted one of these for years. Matter of fact, when I first saw scorpions, this is the first one I ever wanted. And you're going to look at it, and it looks like your normal, everyday Asian forest scorpion, but it's not. It's a Pandinus imperator, the emperor scorpion. And the way you could tell is by the, I'm going to call them the claws, but there's a scientific name for them. The way that they're bulbed and the texture of them, and then that thing right there, the telson. The telson is pretty much not a complete telltale, but it is a good idea of telling the difference between an Asian forest scorpion and an emperor scorpion. You can see that the telson is an amber color. And as they age, I guess, when they're adults, it turns to an orangish color. So it looks like we're in in a molting or soon to molt situation where we're pretty thick. I'm thinking it's a her. I'm not 100% positive. I'd have to look up differences, but I'm kind of leaning that way because the other ones that I saw, their claws were even bigger than these ones, and I'm not sure that's how you sex an emperor scorpion. It may be with the peptides underneath. I'd have to look up all that stuff. But I am so stoked about this. So I have it set up ready, and oh man, I want to hold this thing so bad, but I'm not gonna. We're gonna get it into its little enclosure here, and see how it does. Let's see, the best way to do this would probably be just to put it on my hand and do it, but okay, so yeah, I probably should have filmed that, but it's not that easy. I did just kind of put it on my hand. It just kind of, I just tilted aside, it walked on my hand, I put it in the enclosure. It's nothing huge yet. From what I understand, I think these are the biggest scorpions in the world. The emperor scorpions get to be the biggest scorpions in the world. So it'll have some serious growing to do. But you could see it's going to go underneath the log hide there. And the substrate that I used, this is just a regular Sterilite little shoebox container. He's probably 7 inches long, maybe 8 inches long, and about, I don't know, 5 inches high. Flat top, so they stack. I have a few other ones like this, but the substrate that I use is a mixture of cocoa fiber, the Reptisoil, and sand. I put some sand in there just for texture. I was going to throw some rocks and stuff in here, but I'm going to wait for the next setup. I got this piece of cork bark. I broke off a big, huge piece that I had, so it's going to be a nice little... I'm so happy about this cork. You don't understand how excited I am to have this one. I'm not going to feed it. It doesn't. I don't believe it needs to be fed. It needs to just, I think, molt. So you can see I used a little terracotta. It's like a plant holder, pot or vase holder, pot holder. That's the one that you put underneath so that the water can drain down into when you have holes in the bottom of them. I've had these for a while, and I haven't used them as water dishes, and I don't know why. But when I was going through my water dish container, I saw that, and I was like, that would probably be perfect. What I'd like to do is put a plant or something over here. So we'll work on this enclosure, and we'll do some updates on this one. Man, I'm so happy. So happy to find one of these. I'm so happy I might even get another one. I don't know. Actually, they were at the pet store. So, and I pretty much got it for what I think is a song. So, yeah, pretty happy. So we're going to put this guy away, and then we're going to bring the next new, the new little thing that I picked up also. This was kind of like a Halloween gift to myself. I'll tell you the story when we get it down. Okay, so we're going to play with the camera here a little bit. This is just the phone. I'm still filming with the phone, but the Chinese mantis that I caught, the female that laid the egg, or the Uthaka, passed away. I knew it was coming. I could just tell by how she was acting, and she was getting very lethargic. It's not uncommon. This is the time of the year that, you know, late to mid-October, early November is about the time of year that they pass. Well, I was trying to kill some time because I got a new car, not a new car, but a new used car. And I had to kill a little bit of time in between doing the title transfer, and I had stopped at our mall. I was going to grab something to eat, and I went to the pet store. I was like, well, I need some crickets. So I'll grab some crickets, and they had praying mantises there. I had to get one. This is a, I'm going to try and pronounce the name, Hiradula membranacea. So this is the giant Asian mantis. I don't know why they call them giant, because if I read right, they only get 4 inches long, which is nowhere near the size of the Chinese mantis. I mean, she was big. She was a good 5.5 inches big. But this little guy was all over me yesterday. So I'm gonna pull him out, and he'll probably want to wander, but we'll see. Because once you kind of flip him, don't want to go everywhere, so I'm going to try and set this camera up the right way so you guys can see them. And we might even try feeding this. I think this is a female, if I counted right. There she is right there. So we may put a mealworm on there and give her a feed, see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's a female, but I'm not 100% sure. I got to count her segments and be sure. There were 3 of them there, and I picked one up just because, man, I really wanted to keep a praying mantis, and it's just a juvenile, so it should be okay for a while. So I'm gonna put her back in, and then get something for her to eat, and then we'll film her maybe getting a mealworm. It's so cool that they just kind of hang upside down. Okay, let me get a mealworm for her. Okay, well, hopefully she'll eat and not decide she's going to want to go for a walk. There she goes. Focus on that little guy. Must be the light. Focusing on the worm. So that's cool. We got her to eat. I'm going to call her a he until I count those segments, but I'm pretty sure I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would lead me to believe that's female, because I believe a male only has 5. So that would be cool. I probably should have got another one, and who knows, I just might. But I do have someone that I found that's got just hatched out budwing mantises, so I'm thinking about picking up a couple of those. I want to kind of vary some things here. You know, I mean, I still have way too many tarantulas, and I have more coming in, believe it or not. But, you know, again, I want to do the brackies, and I am going to kind of shy away from arboreals. Not my Salmos, and a couple of my pokies I'm going to keep. But I think I am going to move some of my Poecilotheria species out. Probably my Poecilotheria metallica female. I will probably end up selling her. The Poecilotheria smithii is a suspected male, so that one may be one that I move. The Poecilotheria rufilata will probably be another one. So I'll keep the Tigrin and Weselli, the Subfusca, and the Miranda. I think the other 3 I probably most likely will be looking to move. And of course I'll keep my Avix, the 2 Avic morph type 6s, or the what we knew as Metallica, which I believe I do have a male and a female. And then the Rufa I will definitely hang on to. And then I'm looking for a home for the mature male Carabiner versicolor. I've got a couple people interested, and then they haven't got back to me, so we didn't really make any kind of deal. It just was one of those, I'll get back to you, I'm busy, and then I don't hear back. So I'm sure that he's busy. I'm sure he'll get back to me, but pretty freaking cool, isn't it? So you see the couple new things that I have. You know, the Scorpion's a huge boost to the collection. I think it'll be a great addition to the channel. I'd like to get a few more Scorpions. I don't know that I want to go, you know, anything over a level 3. I do really want one of those small ones with those, you know, one of them Death Stalkers, though, so bad, but I just, because of my compromised immune system with the ulcerative colitis, the last thing I would want to do is get tagged by, you know, a level 3 or 4 or 5 Scorpion, because I probably wouldn't do so well with that. So as much as I want one, I probably won't ever get one. So, you know, having the Emperor Scorpion is cool. And, you know, the Jacksonis, I'd like to get a Babycurus gigas. That's probably the next Scorpion I'd like. And then I'd like to get another, maybe it was a Hadruus arizonis, the Desert Hare Scorpion. And I used to have a Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I know it's a Smaringinus Mesa-anus, I think it is, which would have been the yellow dune scorpion. I had one of those for about a year. I think it ate like 3 times. That was it. It ran away from its food more than it ever ate. I think it was probably an adult when I got it, so it was just its time. So kind of looking for some different things so that we can have some, varied things on the channel. Hopefully with the new year coming, we'll branch out. Probably bounce some stuff off my daughter since she's taking a cinematography class, or well, not really a cinematography, but videoing and editing and stuff like that. I can't remember the actual name of the class, but see if we can't get some ideas on some different cool things to do. Maybe I'll get in front of the camera. Maybe we'll do a cool video out here in the wintertime. You'll see how much snow we actually get here. Sometimes you go outside, you come home at night, and you go to bed around 11 o'clock, and there's 2 or 3 inches of snow, and then you wake up the next morning, it's up to your knees. So we'll try and do some different things. I'd actually like to get another colony of different roaches, like the orange heads or the peppered roaches, or I don't think I want the, I don't want anything that climbs plastic. I want stuff that can't climb plastic, so I have to look into them. And I don't know. I got the geckos, I got the frog. So, excuse me. And we had the salamander. It seems to want to dig. I wonder if he wants to hibernate for the winter, because he hasn't really been eating. I know they have to hibernate because they're here in Pennsylvania, so they have to dig down. So I'm assuming maybe that's what he's doing. But let's, I'm going to pull these hornworms out and get an idea of their size, and then decide who we're going to feed. So I shall return. I hope you enjoyed watching the praying mantis. I don't know what to name her. I'd like to name her something cool. I was trying to remember, and I can't remember. I'd have to go back and watch the movie again. But Men in Black, the character, I can't remember her name now. Boyle. I can't remember. I can't remember anything. I'm getting old. I can't remember anything. Sarah Flynn Boyle, I think her name was, possibly. What her character's name was. I think it was Celine. If it was Celine, that won't work because I already have something named Celine. But if you have any cool ideas for a cool female name for this praying mantis, let me know. Post some, say something in the comments. Get an idea. Anything, throw anything out there, and we'll see what we like. So let me do what I said. I'm gonna get those hornworms out, get an idea how big they are, and then we'll see who we're gonna feed. Okie dokie. So 2 of the 3 hornworms were not alive. So I tried actually feeding the Ephanopelma seemani. He didn't want anything to do with it. So we are going to feed Aspen. This is the Nandu Colorado Velocis. We'll see if she wants to partake in a nice, juicy Halloween snack. And I'm going to say yes. Why does she always got to take it in there? I can't lift it because look at all the webbing. All the webbing here. There's nothing up there. Let me see if I can back you guys up and then zoom you in. Maybe that. Maybe we'll be able to. Get a little view of her. Sorry for moving everything, but so she's going to have a nice, wonderful Halloween feast. And I'm not going to be able to leave you guys hanging because I did promise you that I was going to feed 3T. So we'll probably we'll get somebody else down, and we'll try some. Goodness, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll feed Norman. Norman can probably eat, and well, we might be able to feed Tartan. I think Tartan will eat. So we'll try those 2 with some Mario worms, and then we'll end the video with think we'll probably throw some crickets in with the assassin bugs, and that kind of give me a, you have a scorpion, a praying mantis, a couple tarantulas, the Asian forest scorpions. The Pac-Man frog ate yesterday, so is not ready. The geckos are, they're cricketed up. Yeah, so we'll have a little bit of everything. And let me get those other two girls down. Who did I say I was feeding again? Grammostola species mole. And who was the other one? Oh, Norman. Norman's a boy. So let me get them, and we'll feed them, and we'll finish up with the assassin bugs. We'll upload the video. Hopefully you guys will be able to watch it when you get home from taking the kids out trick-or-treating. Or if you're at home handing out candy, maybe you could turn me on here. Well, not turn me on, but you know what I mean. Turn the video on. And have some fun watching a few things. Nothing too spectacular, but a little bit of everything. So let's get Norman. We'll try Norman, and then we'll get the Grammostola species mole down. We'll try feeding her, and then we'll finish with the assassin bugs. Okay, there's Norman. We're going to give Norman a worm. I don't want to go too big. You look like a good candidate. This will be the second time we fed Norman since he molted. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a boy. Still not completely black. He just has a little bit of tinge of brown in him yet. I'm hoping the next molt he'll go full black. This has been a very popular species lately on the Facebook groups. Let me drop the worm in there, and then we'll talk instead of me talking and you guys waiting for the anticipation of feeding. When he's not in pre-molt, he is a tank. Just a literal, he loves to eat. Now, here's another question that was posed, and I don't know if you can tell. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but he is like up on all 8, on the tippy toes. And what I have found, and again, this is just a Erie arachnids theory, that when they do this, they do it more, I see him do it more with worms than I do with, if I feed him a cricket or, a roach. And I think what they do is they lift that prey up off the ground so it can't get a strong hold on the ground and try to pull itself out of its fangs. I really, really believe that's why they do this. I could be completely wrong, but it sure makes logical sense to me. Anyway, this has been the Grammostola pulchris have been a huge want on the Facebook groups over the course of the last, I want to say, month and a half to 2 months. People have been going crazy over these things, trying to find them. People are selling out of them left and right. Some of the keepers some of the breeders are holding some back, so they have some at their expos, and I don't know why. This again, for a long time I couldn't find him. When I found him, he was an 1.5 inches. He was suspected as a male when I got him, but at that point I didn't care. I just wanted a Grammostola pulchra. So I got the second one, the sling that you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have saw the pictures on Instagram, or I believe he's on, for that one, the pictures are on Tarantula Keepers of the World, and Midwest Fan Gang. I think they're all there. I haven't put them on the Erie Arachnids page of Facebook yet. I want to try and do something with that. So the stuff that's going to go on there will be stuff that doesn't go on any of the other places. So the pictures that go there you won't see on Instagram or on the groups. I'm going to try and take separate pictures there and put on there. They may be some similar tarantulas, but they may be in different poses or different shots or whatever. But I want to try and keep those pictures separated. I started doing that. I made an Erie Arachnids file on my phone, so when I want to put a picture that I have to put on that, they're starting to go in there, so I can just upload from that, and I know exactly where I'm going. Anyway, I'm long-winded again, but yeah, everybody and their brother wants these for some reason, and part of the reason is that they're not easy to breed. They take a long time to mature. So to get a male and female to maturity, it takes quite a long time. So there wasn't a lot of breeding going on, and you'll notice that now, Grammostola pulchrites, people breed those like crazy because they're so easy. But there are certain species that take a long time to mature and breed, and this is definitely one of them. So people, they kind of shied away from doing it because it took so long, and it was kind of counterproductive for people that are breeding solely as a business. So they kind of shied away from these, even though they were a good seller. It took too long for them to grow up to, to get the slings grown up to the point where they can feel comfortable shipping them out. So, but a lot of them have been sold lately. I know a few people that have them that don't want to be known because they're holding on to them for right now. But yeah, so that's Norman, and that's the Grammostola pulchra craze. That seems to be the tarantula that everybody wants right now, prior to Christmas. Last year at this time, believe it or not, the most popular spider that I found was the Sednoctomus brachyramosa, because some people got some egg sacs, they bred them, the slings came out, people saw the pictures of the adults and they went gaga. I had an opportunity to get one at a good deal, and I did. So I picked it up, and it is still tiny. I was told flat out they take a long time to grow. So comparatively, when I got mine versus some other keepers that got theirs, the way that people feed and the temperatures that they keep them on, and again, dramatically changes how they grow. Mine has been in the baseball cube since I got it, and I think it's molted once, maybe twice, but it hasn't really gained much size. It's probably still only about an inch long. I know of another keeper that had them, that got them after I did, the same size, and theirs is already juvenile state. And that's, a lot of people like to feed their slings quite a bit to get them out of that fragile stage, quote unquote. I'm not really an advocate for that, but again, to each their own. So, how you do it is different than how I do it. That's why there's so many different ways to keep, and it's so varied on how, again, where you're located, your views, your space, your enclosure setups, however that may be. You're going to have so many different ways to do things in this hobby, and that's one of them. I just don't like to feed them too much, too quick. I don't want them to grow too fast. I like to keep them small. It helps me in my space. Eventually, they're all going to be big, and I've looked at myself and where I'm at. I thought to myself, how am I going to do this when they're all 4 or 5 inch spiders, or bigger? But that's one of those bridges I'll cross when I get closer to it. But so definitely this is one of those ones that a lot of people want and are really excited to get. Highly recommended. I think they're great. He was absolutely a nut job till he got this molt right here. This molt right here completely changed this spider. He is so much more placid. He is more laid back. He's not running around the enclosure every time I take the lid off. He's out more. He does like to go into his hide in the evening, believe it or not, and he's out more during the day. I think that's relative now to the time of year, and the heat is on more during the day, so it's in the 72, 73 range here. At night, it's going to be 65 to 67 in here. In the winter, I do turn on a separate space heater, a forced air heater in here for them, just to keep that corner a little warmer, because that corner does kind of get, unfortunately for me, that corner seems to be the coldest corner in this bedroom, and I really can't rearrange everything and move them to a different spot in here. It's just not conducive to the layout of my room. So, okay, again, enough talking about this one. We're going to get down Tartan, Grammostola species Mull. We're going to get her fed. I think she's fed once since she's moved into her new enclosure. We'll see how she does with this second feeding, and move on to the assassin bugs. Let me zoom you guys out. Okay, so there she is, zoomed way out. I can 99% guarantee that she's going to eat. She does not generally pass up a meal. And once she, well, let me zoom you in so you can maybe get a close up of the attack. Again, we're just going with a Mario worm. Yeah, she doesn't pass up anything really. She went on a little bit of hunger strike before she molted, but that didn't last long. Now, I put pictures of her on one of the groups before, and someone's trying to tell me that she's a Grammostola rosea, but she's not. Her hair is not actually as red as what it's coming out there. It's kind of orangish, and you know, the carapace is not conducive or not indicative of a Grammostola rosea. They have, I believe they have the pink or the purple. The Grammostola porteri has the pinkish carapace. Her carapace is pretty much dark with that same burnt orange hair here, right above her ocular area. And the striations are the same. Most Grammostolas, the striations are the same. The rosea, the species north has them, but not as prominent. The porteri has the same striations. Now the porteri is going to be this color. Okay, see that darker color? That's going to be the more of the spider overall. So the carapace will be pinkish, and the rest of the spider will be that kind of color with some gray tint to the legs with the setae. I can't wait for my two little ones, you know, the rosea and the porteri. It's like, you know, my twins, because I have twins. They're 16. I have a daughter and a son that are twins. And it was just funny because I was talking about them today. But it just reminded me of this. I'll tell you a quick story. When they were little, and you know, they were in a stroller, and I think we were at the zoo. I'm pretty sure we were at the zoo. And so we had Alex, who would have been 3, and we were walking, and this lady stops, and she wanted to see him, you know, and Haley's in pink, Eric's in blue, and she said, "Oh, are they twins?" And we're like, "Yes, they're twins." And she's like, "Is that boy and a girl?" Because the colors. And we're like, "Yeah, boy and a girl." And she's like, "Are they identical?" Believe it or not, you would not believe how many times somebody asked me if those two were identical. And it just, I'm not saying that people are dumb. I'm not saying that people are smart either, but it's just kind of funny because, you know, when people hear twins, they automatically want to say, you know, identical. Of course they're fraternal because they're boy and girl. They can't be identical. They have different parts. But, you know, just kind of funny. But anyway, it'll be cool to watch the porteri and the rosea grow up together because they're at the same size, so they're going to grow pretty much at the same rate. And I'm pretty stoked about, you know, they're doing well. They're both eating pretty well. They're molting pretty well. And now the rosea, she really kind of worried me for a while. She's the one who went 224 days without me knowing if she ate. I mean, I threw fruit flies in there, but you never know if they eat them or not, you know, because you put them in, you got to put the lid on right away, else they want to crawl out. But and they could crawl out the vent holes too. So I say she went 224 days without eating, but she possibly could have eaten a few fruit flies in between in that area. But this one here has been just an absolute joy. This one would definitely be a spider you could hold. Again, I don't really do it. I'm getting closer to wanting to do it more. Trying to get a little bit more, and I don't want to say bold. I'm just worried about with, you know, again, with the compromised immune system, holding one of these and accidentally, you know, something happened and I actually do get tagged and it does affect me a little different. Not saying it's going to kill me because it won't, but, you know, it may affect me a little bit different. And the colitis is just not something I really want to mess with. So I really kind of have to work with them. I think the one I'm going to hold is that Euathlus species red. I think we're going to work with her a little bit and kind of hold her. I was holding the praying mantis yesterday. I had a blast with that thing. It's crawling all up and down my arm. I just adore it. So, okay, so we got those two fed. We're going to get some crickets and we're going to throw them in with the assassin bugs and end up this video on Halloween. And it doesn't look like Aspen's going to come out. She's got her butt up against the side way back deep into her burrow. That's the Nandu Colorado velocis. So everybody else is doing well. I got to check 2 spiders. I think they were getting close to a molt. And oh, you know what? I can't. I'm gonna redo the Planorbis mudicus enclosure. I'm gonna take it out of what it's in, and I'm gonna put it into the same thing that my Ephebopus moranus is in, and the same thing I'm gonna put the smaller Faunopelma simoni in. There's gonna be 3 of those enclosures. I have to pick one more up, so I'm gonna rehouse that one, and the Salmopaeus reduncus are gonna get rehoused. They keep saying I want to do it. This is probably a good day to do it, but now that I've been videotaping for a while, my ankle is really starting to hurt. And my shin is letting me know that I've been on my feet a little bit too long. So we'll get the Asian forest scorpions fed, and we're going to end it there. So we'll be right back with those guys. Okay, so we're back. I've got, again, there's 2 adults, 2 juveniles, and matter of fact, if you look here, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's one that molted. If you look, I don't know if you could see right there, little baby right here. The last time I knew there was only 2, and I haven't seen any eggs. So I'm wondering if maybe the one that died may have been the female that was laying all the eggs, and she probably died because she laid a ton of them over the course of her 2 years with me. There's the 2 adults. We'll get this stuff out. Yeah, so I think there's only 2 babies. So I have a couple little roach nymphs we're going to throw in there. Hopefully I can take one of them down. Last time I did this, the adults grabbed them. I don't know why. And then we'll throw in these, there's crickets here for the adults. You can see the one that's right there. That's the one that molted recently. It may not be ready to eat yet. I'm not 100% positive, but I have a funny feeling that the adults aren't going to live much longer. They haven't been eating like they normally. Oh, yeah, as I say that, this one's going haywire trying to find the cricket. And the cricket's right there. It's right there, buddy. Yeah, the one that molted doesn't look interested. There we go. So that one's still eating. These 2 here now, these 2 juveniles, these are the ones that I haven't been sure. Now this one looks like it's probably gonna molt soon. And what happens is they get this, it's almost like an opaqueness about them. See the way that the coloring is there and the dullness of the colors on the legs. They're not that real bright, beautiful yellow like this guy is, and he's really black. They don't get their dots until they're adults. So they're still juveniles at this point. And then I still have all the ones in the other enclosure. I'm not really sure how many babies are in there now. Not as many as there used to be. So I feed those guys like every 4 days. I feed them fruit flies, and I forgot to get those at the pet store. Fruit flies. I fed them yesterday, so there's probably one more feeding of fruit flies left in that culture, and I'll have to get another one. I tried to do a fruit fly culture, and it just got to be, I was too much stuff going on. I was trying to do mealworms and super worms, and I had the roaches going, and then I had springtails, and I had isopods. I was trying to breed all this stuff last winter, and I just got to be way too much crap. I need more room. When we're out of here, out of this mobile home, and we're into a house, I will be able to do a little bit more of some of the things that I want to do, like that. And of course, we won't go anywhere yet. The twins got 1 more year of high school out here, so we're not ever going to move them out of this area until they're done with their school. So, we're kind of limited with what we do. We got a year of everything growing up, and then from there, who knows what's going to happen. But so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that again, if I can help a few people, that's really what I do this for. I do it for the fun. I don't do it for any notoriety. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for any of that other stuff, and I'm not condemning people that do. I just heard a lot of bad things recently on the boards about people that do YouTube videos, and there are some people that believe they know stuff that they really don't. But you're going to have that no matter if you're on the boards, you're on Arachna boards, you're on YouTube, or anything else. You're going to have those kind of people. So I hope that, and I enjoy hearing from you guys. A shout out to Chantel, Ontario, right? You're in Ontario. I chatted with her yesterday on Messenger. She's a friend of Dave Scott's, so say hi to her. It's nice to hear from people, and it's really nice to hear when people say, I enjoy listening to the videos, I enjoy watching the videos, and my stuff may not be as cinematographic. That's probably what I'm trying to say, right? Cinematographic. But what Chantel said to me was that it feels like she's in the room with me when she's watching the video, and that's really you know, that was a really big compliment to me, because that's really what I'm trying to do. Because again, if you know me, I'm a very introverted person. I'm not a very social person. If I get to know you, I'll talk your ear off. And it's so much easier for me to talk to the camera. That's why you hear me talk so much. And I think that's probably just indicative of somebody that is introverted or is kind of antisocial. That when you get a situation like this where you feel comfortable, you just explode with words. So again, I hope everybody enjoys the stuff, and find the people on YouTube that you trust. Find the people that you enjoy watching, and you know, I'll say you don't have to subscribe to my channel. I don't, you know, I mean, that's not what I'm doing this for. You know, getting more subscribers is great. It doesn't afford me to do anything more, you know. Again, because I haven't turned on the monetary part of this. And I really don't know that I ever want to. I enjoy just doing what I do. I don't need to really make money off of it. Sure, it would be nice that you could do that and you could use that money to do further things in your collection, but my collection really can't go too much further because I don't have the room for them. So, I mean, I will be rearranging some things, so everything that's coming I do have room for. But, you know, maybe a couple more praying mantises wouldn't be a bad thing. I wouldn't mind getting a few more scorpions, but after that, I'm pretty sure with these two things that are coming in, it's a project, and I'm really, really excited about it. And it's a genus that I was not superly fond of. I think they're cool, and they're great eaters. They're New World. They're from South America. But I saw this species of that, and I fell in love with it, and I had an opportunity to get, you know, basically a breeding pair. I have to work with the female a little bit because I got to get her through a couple molts to get ahead of him. And what I'll do is I'll keep him cool. I have a nice cool spot that I'll put him in for the winter and feed him less frequently, just keep him watered, and then keep her in the area that I'm going to have the extra heat, keep her nice and warm, and feed her a bit more often. And I think that I really want to try this. I really want to try getting them to the point where I can do this. They're not a popular species. I don't want to say popular. They're a little rare. Matter of fact, I have never honestly seen them for sale before. So this is something, I don't want to say they're new because they have been bred here in the United States before, but it's something new and interesting, and it'll be something that we all can do together. You know, I'll do a separate file for just those two. I wanted to do that with the Ceracopelma rubronitans, but I lost one of them, so I can't, of course I can't breed one at that time. And when I find out what that emperor scorpion is, male or female, as that one grows, I will definitely be looking for the opposite, because breeding those isn't very easy, and the mom likes to eat babies a lot, but it's well worth it because you can't get them imported anymore. So Africa shut down the imports of the emperor scorpions. I think it's been for a while. I guess they used to be real popular for a long time. They were everywhere, and then they just kind of froze and no one had them. So again, I don't think they grow super quick, but we'll see. We're going to try and get a measurement of it, and I think I probably will end up holding that one. They're supposed to be one of the more placid scorpions out there, and of course their sting, it's going to hurt, don't get me wrong, but it's not as medically significant. And the scorpions that have the big, huge, fat claws, their venom level is way low. They do more of their damage with their claws than they do with their stinger. Same thing with the Asian forest scorpions, or red claw, I think, maybe the flat rock scorpion. Some of them ones that have the big, huge monster claws, they're not really going to hurt you too bad with a sting. You're not going to like it, but I'd probably rather take a sting from that than my Centruridus gracilis, because he's got the real skinny little pincher. So that one's going to pack a little bit of a punch, and I don't think that would feel too good. So again, hit the bell if you want to get updates anytime that I do upload videos. Subscribe if you like. Most of you that are watching it probably are already subscribed. And let me know anything that you want to see. Again, there's going to be some things that are popular. Now I'm getting more subscribers. There's going to be things that are popular. I'm sure the praying mantis is going to be popular. The emperor scorpion is going to be huge popular. So I'm probably going to get a lot of demands. And actually, believe it or not, these assassin bugs are a big hit. People love these things. I've been asked a lot of questions about them. I've had people send me private messages. They've looked me up on Facebook and sent me a private message about them and their care. So yeah, a lot of people like these, and my Brachypelmas are a huge hit. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to do differently when the new year comes, hopefully. Dave Scott's coming back again. Go watch some of Casey Tarantula's new stuff. He's got some new interesting... Why is there a bee in the house? Got some new interesting videos out. I think he just did a feeding video. So go watch his stuff. A lot of people have got out a lot of new stuff. I've seen a lot of new people I haven't seen before. I think a lot of people on the groups are starting to want to do videos. You know, again, some of them do it for the wrong reasons. I think some of them do it because they want to be popular, and some of them do it just for the fun of it. And I think Casey Tarantula is a very good example of someone that is very low-keyed. He's not all over the group saying all kinds of stuff, promoting himself. He just kind of stays in the background. He does a great job with his videos. He's doing some super stuff. And Mike, if you're watching this video, I thought the new camera looks really good, actually. Maybe the camera's washing out a little bit of the coloring on some of the tarantulas, but I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as what you think it is. So hang with that thing for a little while. And another thing, Mike, well, maybe we'll do an update on my mature males. Maybe we'll do a video on them so Mike can see. Mojave is still active, kicking a little bit of hairs. Matter of fact, I think he's just a tad bit too active. So I'm trying to find another female to send him to breed before the weather gets too bad. I thought I had a line on somebody not too far from me, but I haven't heard back from him. So, okay, well, anyway, I hope you guys had a great Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.